Greetings, I am Mr. O'Neill and I teach English Language Arts online for Stride K-12 in Washington State. And I also coach chess at our online school along with a few other esports. I noticed that chess.com came out with a series of bots that have this very interesting medieval, mythical, Dungeons and Dragons style chessboard. And as usual, they have scaled increasing levels, beginning with Bent Nose and Wart Face 300. I'll play all 5 of these opponents, and I'll lose the last one for sure, the wise old man 3150. That's insane. The second to last one, Slisk 1800. I might be able to win that one. It's going to be tough. And I should win the other 3. So let's start with Bent Nose and Wart Face. It's also going to take some getting used to with this new style of mythical medieval board. And my volume is a little bit high. That's a little bit better. So, Queen's opening. This first game should be an easy win. They keep calling me Wart Face. I'll have to double check the mirror the next time I see myself. Puny human closer. Normally when you think of a closer, you think of like a closer in baseball. That's a blunder. Oh, this is the king here. So they bond clouded, and there's also a pin. So that's check. The knight's not being defended, and that's also a royal fork. There's also check this way. That's fine. The king is on f5. So the next opponent will be a little tougher for sure. Oh, I should have just taken the bishop there. What was I thinking? That's okay. All roads lead to Rome. They need to reinforce the goblin village. Don't forget about that. Grubfoot. I've not heard of Grubfoot before. Don't want the king to escape. It's getting close. Checkmate's got to be close. All right, there we go. I had 3 missed wins there. 3 missed moves. That's not horrible. And we'll go on to the next opponent. So the next opponent is Vanica, 650. Hello there. You after a lesson? Or Elo there, are you after a lesson? Play on words. London system. That's tricky. The queen getting out pretty early. But I am well ahead in development now. Oh, I guess I should have just taken the pawn there. What was I thinking? The pawn on c7. So that was a missed opportunity for me. I'll still be okay, though. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a natural talent. I don't play chess every day. I was really hoping they'd take with the e-pawn. But the e6 pawn is weak. Yeah, they're not defending their pawns. Oh, wait. The queen is defending that pawn. It's tough to see the board with these awkwardly designed pieces. Okay, this opens up a double attack on the pawn. I have a really good position here, but how can I take advantage? Probably just start with going after the rook and the bishop. That looks good. I'm worried about pawn to f4. Oh, there's a royal. Oh, it's not quite a royal. Ah, it's almost a royal fork, but not quite, because the bishop is covering. You're not really supposed to play f4, because it weakens your king side a lot. I think f4 is justified here, because it prevents black moving to f4. There's also h4. There's also... Actually, let's take the bishop, because I think we might end up getting a fork anyway. Let's go for this. Oh, it didn't quite work. That is a pin, though. So this is an attack on the queen, and I have... this is a nice move. That does not make sense. Because I'm attacking the queen, and I have a double attack here. And the knight is still pinned. Let's block the rook from protecting. Still have the... yeah. Everything's looking good. There we go. That was quick. I didn't have any missed moves that game, I don't think. And I had one great move. Probably when I moved my knight to open up that double attack on the queen and double attack on the knight that was pinned. That was probably my great move, I'd imagine. That was my best move in the game, I think. Okay, so we'll go on to the next one. Bob the Cat, 1350. Meow. I mean, hello. Almost looks like a cat version of Batman. Already... okay, so we can just take that. Ooh, that was funny. Hearing the cat meow like that. Normally I would play c3 just to be solid and reinforce the pawn. But I'm also considering c4. c4 is a little bit more adventurous. There's also e4. e4 is a little bit too adventurous for right at the moment. Because the knight's going to go back to f6, and then there's a double attack on the pawn. I don't want to weaken my king side with f3. In fact, e3 looks pretty good because it also opens up the bishop. So now we can go. Well, see, if I have c3, then I've got this, which I've done before. We can just be solid for right now. Develop the knight. I did not see that move. It's okay. Let's just be solid. Okay, so I don't think my bot opponent saw that I have a bunch of attackers on h7. And you can't take with the bishop first, because then you're losing your bishop. Although that would be interesting, because takes. The queen can take with check. I'm not sure if they would actually take the. I'm not sure if they would actually go g6 though. Because their rook would be hanging. Oh wait, then I would get hit with check on h1. That doesn't work out. That doesn't quite work. So yeah, you got to take with the rook. Yeah. So how can I take advantage? I just activate the knight and then castle eventually. Ooh, I did not see that. Ooh. I can't take because of the pin, so let's castle now. I'm winning by 2 pawns here, but it's going to take some work. Oh, now wait a second. I can take with this pawn to reinforce this pawn. Let's do it that way. So I have a backwards pawn on f2, but I think it's going to be okay. Oh, there's check. There's also h5, or e5, I mean. The knight's covering e5 as well. The bishop is going to be pretty safe on f5. Unless the knight tries to maneuver to e7 later. It also gives me more rook infiltration. Let's do it. Yeah, I can't go rook to h8 eventually right now because there's queen to f6. Although there is rook to h7. Rook to h7 actually looks kind of nice because the bishop's defending there. And the queen's going to go to d1 and then swing over and help out. Yeah, let's do it. Nice thing about playing these bonds is you don't have to worry about a time control. Are they thinking about sacrificing here? That would be weird. I don't think they would do that. Put the knight on b3 just to make sure they're not going to do any weird sacrifices. Wait, the knight also might want to go to c4 eventually. Yeah, c4 and then reroute to e3 if necessary. That actually looks kind of nice. There's bishop g6 right away. And the king has to go to e8. But I mean, they would sacrifice the queen for a rook and a bishop. Yeah, that actually looks kind of nice. Oh, wow. So sacrificing the knight. And then I'm up by 4 here, but I got to be careful because if takes, Oh, I've got pawn to e5 if I need it as a resource to defend the bishop. That actually looks pretty good. Ooh. So I have some discovered attacks. So this is a move. Actually, I should probably defend the bishop right away. Oh, yeah. Okay. D5 is a threat. How do I get out of this? Queen to b3, maybe? No. Bishop f5. Bishop f5. Here. Here. Oh no. Bishop f5. Here. 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 Double check. Winning the queen. That actually looks really nice. Let's go for it. This is going to be perfect. Oh, wait, but the queen can take. I think it still works. Double check, winning the queen. There we go. That was beautiful. It just took me a second to figure it out. There's usually a way to get out of stuff. When you're in trouble, there's usually a way to get out of it. That was a nice sequence. And that calc just keeps meowing over and over. Okay. I had a great move. Probably the bishop to f6? f5? Can't remember. That was not my most accurate game. But 85 is pretty decent still. So they had a good move, g6, yeah. And then oh. I thought bishop f5 was pretty resourceful. Because I'm hanging my rook, but then their queen is really misplaced on f7. Yeah, king taking is an inaccuracy for sure because of double check. That was a really nice sequence. Okay. Slisky? Welcome to my little game. Are you ready? Yes, I am. It's going to be a lot more difficult to win this. My peak rapid rating is like 1450 or something like that, and this engine is 1800, so we'll give it our best shot. My accuracy will probably have to be over 90 to win this game. My last game I was only at 85, so... Oh, that's awkward. Now they have doubled pawns. But they can undouble. Feeling a little adventurous. The problem with queen to d2 is this is an issue. But then I can just take the queen. Let's do it. Interesting. I'm not seeing... I'm not quite seeing it. Oh. That's a really annoying move. Okay, so I survived the opening. Oh, I did not see that. I got complacent. I have the open file. Queen to c7. That looks pretty good. So I'm winning by 2 pawns, but it's a tricky position. Queen to... Oh, rook to a2 is a threat now. Oh, I guess I didn't realize that I had a bot rating of 1512. That's interesting. So playing against bots on 1512, apparently. We'll just start pushing pawns. I didn't know that you could have a bot rating. They're going for a draw because they don't want me to get a queen because I have passed pawns. So f1, they're going to attack my pawn on h2. That's fine. At least it stops the checks for now. Oh, I forgot about that move. That's unfortunate. Man. Well, now let's see. Rook to c7. Oh, rook to c8. Rook to c8, queen to f5. King to c4. Now king to c3. King to c3. King to c3. Oh, I forgot about that move. King to e2. Yeah, now they're winning by a pawn. Ah, it's hard to see these moves. Oh, they could have taken the free pawn there. This has not been a good game for me. Wow, am I going to win this? There's no way. This is crazy. How did I win that? I mean, it's not. It's going to take some work, but. Okay. There's got to be a way to win this. We probably want to make the E pawn backwards, not the... Yeah, you don't want the F pawn to be backwards. You want the E pawn to be backwards. There we go. What a game. It's difficult to beat 1800 rated bots, in my opinion. I mean, unless you're a very, very good chess player who's over 2000. It's difficult to win these bot games when you're playing against 1800. Two great moves. 28 best moves. Wow. What was my accuracy? This will be interesting. 85 at least, I would imagine. Oh, only 71. Wow. My accuracy was only... I had 2 blunders. They had 4 blunders. I had 30 best moves, though. That's a lot of best moves. Yeah, this was a completely losing position for me. Yeah, I guess I was thinking I could like put pressure here, but the engine wants me to go here. So I eventually did find f4, but the engine wanted me to play f4 a little bit sooner. Yep. So yeah, this was the best move, is just trying to get the queen as fast as possible. Because like the other, like I could have gone here like to try to protect the pawn, but this is losing. Because they're a little bit faster to promote a queen than I am. So I had the right idea by trying to get my pawn promoted first. Yeah, and that's the winning idea. Prevent the pawn from queening. And I am queening way before them. Oh, is it saying queen e5 check? Because I'm defending this pawn and I'm going to win this pawn eventually anyway. Mate in 15 from here. So yeah, that was the best move because forking the king and that pawn. I was wondering, okay, so that was the best move. So that's an inaccuracy. They wanted king to e7. E7 makes no sense at all, because then you're disconnecting your kings from your pawns. I don't know why the engine would recommend e7. And that's just mate in 9. So, okay, so they're saying that e3 was a good move. What did the engine want? Queen to b6? I have no idea what the point of queen to b6 would be. That doesn't make much sense to me, because after this, then you've got check, Oh, I see. Because, yeah, there is no check here because then you're losing this pawn. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, so as promised, we'll have to play against the last bot. So, have a perfect record of 4-0, but that's about to end because the wise old man is 3150. Okay, who's ready for a slaughter? But we'll give it our best shot. Yes, I have finally come to face you. Congratulations on the win, wise old man, in advance. If I last more than 20 moves, yeah, they're already. Yeah, this is kind of a crazy line. I've played against this line before, but the idea is you just want to reinforce the center. Now we're gonna. I'm surprised they didn't go knight here to add an extra attacker. Yeah, I can't take with the knight because then I'm getting forked. So you kind of have to take with the queen here, or the pawn. I mean, I knew that move would come eventually. So now I have a backwards pawn, and see, this is what they do to you. Although there is bishop to. I guess we'll just try this. It's just such a tough position because now they're going to bring the rook over to d8. Ah, I forgot about the fork. They're going to let me undo it, it looks like. I'm still losing. This is still completely losing, but at least it's not losing as quickly. Well, it's an even position, and I think I've done okay considering I'm playing against a 3150 engine. I'm actually pretty happy with myself considering this is a 3150 engine. Okay, so I've only had to undo one move so far. That's so tricky. That is so tricky. I was thinking they'd go bishop here to defend the pawn, and they're still defending the pawn, but instead of putting the bishop on d6, they're putting the bishop on c3 to defend from behind. That's so tricky. That's so frustrating. Wise old man. They really are wise. I might just have to bite the bullet here. It's not looking good. It's really not looking good at all. Yeah, my bishops. That's checkmate. It's checkmate and it's a fork here. So I'm considering this and I'm considering this. I think this is already winning for black, actually, no matter what I do. Because they're going to take... They're going to take with check, so I won't have time to take the bishop, so I think I have to go like this. Ah, did not even see that. Now I'm losing my bishop. Good game. Let's review. Tough to win against engines that are 3150. Yeah, 97.7 accuracy. That's crazy. They had no mistakes, no misses, and no blunders. Oh, they did have one inaccuracy. Hey, my game rating was still 2050. That's still pretty decent. So I was still okay here in this position. What move is this? Move 14. Okay. So I was able to hang around with an engine until move 14. What is this? Yeah, this is very even. What move is this? This is only move 5, yeah. Of course, you're going to hang around after move 5 with an engine. Move 5 is nothing. Okay, so that was an inaccuracy. I guess I should have gone bishop e2. Yeah, just to get ready to castle. Bishop e2, just get ready to castle. And I don't have to worry about the double attack because I'm defending twice. That's good to know. Yeah, I didn't want to do c3 because c3 is weakening. Although, I think c3 might have been okay. Oh, see, yeah, c3 is an inaccuracy. So my instincts were right. Okay, so I should have gone c3 there. So c3 was the best move there. Reinforcing the d4 pawn and blocking the check. But then the knight's tied down to defending. Oh, I see. The backwards pawn is not an issue since it's difficult to attack after you go to b4. I'll have to keep that in mind for the future. So the backwards pawn on c3 is a long-term weakness, but it's very difficult to exploit because of the pawn structure. And the knight's also being restricted. And the queen has to go all the way back to c7, so the queen's not infiltrating anymore. And now it's just like close down the position, d5. Now black is under some pressure here. Wow. Yeah, so black is overextended. And you're getting checked. Yeah. I guess you have to block. And then, yeah, takes. c4. Crazy. Just expanding on the queen side. Backwards pawn, but you know what? The knight's eventually going to come to d2 and reinforce that pawn. That's exactly what the engine wanted, yep. Oh no, that's an inaccuracy. Knight? Oh, the other knight needs to come to d2. See, that's a crazy move. That is a crazy move. Why not put this knight on d2? So this still keeps the game fairly even, but why can't you do this one? Oh, because of this maybe. No, b5. Oh. What about this? Yeah, but if you take d4, oh yeah, because then that's weakening. It's weakening the dark squares, so the knight has a spot to escape. Okay. But then this, rook to c1. Oh, okay. So you're still hanging on here. But then you are losing a pawn. So black is slightly for choice here. That's just such a hard position to play. Yeah, you're just down a full pawn here. It's crazy. Okay. Just about impossible to beat these 3150 engines. I'm sure you can go on YouTube and look at some of the top GMs playing these hard bots that are over 3100. But that'll do it. We ended up with a 4-1 record, which is nice. And yeah, won the first 4, just lost the last one. All right, that'll do it. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.